Victoria University nayo bwetevuddeyo mu butongole okuba nga nayo ewagira ekivulu kya Pastor Wilson Bugembe ng'ajaguza emyaka 2 mu nsike y'ebyokuyimba naddala ennyimba eziriwa emyoyo oba ziyite gospel music. Omukolo guno gwabadde ku University wennyini era nga abayizi abapya abasoba mu 100 bayaniriza Pastor Wilson Bugembe ekintu ekyasinze okumuwa essanyu eringi nate ne kimulaga nti abantu munnange bamwagala. Ekivulu kino kyakubaawo ng'ennaku z'omwezi 8 omwezi ogw'omunaana omwaka guno gwennyini 2025 wali ku Serena Hotel. Pastor Bugembe bw'atyo alaze okusiima kwe eri Victoria University ne MTN Uganda olw'okuba abawagizi abasooka ab'omukolo guno era mu bigambo bye yatutegeezezza bw'ati. Guno gwe mulundi gwange ogusooka okukola ekivvulu ne kiwagirwa University. Neebaza ntya nze Professor Muganga. Yatwala abaana 5 okuva mu orphanage yange ku full bursary. Ekyo ekintu nsobola busobozi kwebaza Katonda naye siina ngeri gye nsobola kwebazaamu Professor Muganga. Pastor Wilson Bugembe era bw'atyo yavuddeyo n'anyumya olugendo lwe okuva lwe yafiirwa bazadde be bonna, ekintu ekyali ekibi ennyo era ne kimuviirako okufundikira ng'ali ku street za Kampala. Ono obulamu bwe bwakyuka mu kaseera akatono ennyo oluvannyuma lw'omuzira kisa omu amanyikiddwa nga Stephen Mbogo bwe yamuyamba n'amutwala mu church ng'eyo gye baamusondera ssente nate ezaamuviiramu okufuna omufaliso n'engoye eryatandika olugendo lwe olupya. Olwaleero ono yakulira ekkanisa ya Worship House e Nansana era nga yatwala ne orphanage gye bayita Mercy Child Care Center mu Wakiso. Vice Chancellor wa Victoria University, Professor Lawrence Muganga, amutenderezza ng'omu ku bantu Uganda beesinga okwenyumirizaamu ennyo naddala ku mulembe guno ogwaffe. Bw'atyo Professor Muganga nate avuddeyo n'ategeeza abayizi nga University bw'egenda obbawa laptops buli muntu ze bayambeko mu misomo gyabwe nga zino za baweebwa ku bbanja era nga buli muyizi waakuzisasulira mu myaka 3. Era bw'ati asabye abayizi okukozesa ennyo essimu ziseereza oba osobola okuziyita smartphone ne laptops mu kusoma kuno okupya oba giyite new curriculum. Omukolo guno gwawedde nga Pastor Bugembe ayisa abayizi okuyimba awamu naye oba kiyite sing along era nga abayizi abasinze okuyimba bawangudde tiketi ezibayingiza mu kivvulu kye kino ekijja. Olw'obuwagizi obungi okuva mu Victoria University ne MTN Uganda, luno si just lukuŋŋaana lwa music. Kino ekiro kijja kuba kya kusanyuka, kya bujulizi, kya kutendereza Katonda nga nate twebaza Katonda olw'emyaka 2 egy'okukkiriza n'okukyuka. Twebaza nnyo Katonda ku lw'obulamu bwa Pastor Bugembe era bwe tutyo naffe tubasaba okuba nga mubeerayo mu bungi mugende mumuwagire mu kivvulu kye kino kubanga ffe munnange olulimi lwe tutegeera lwa Katonda era bwe tutyo naffe tumwagaliza birungi byokka okuva wano. Tubasaba mwengeri okutulayikinga, okusubscribinga wamu n'okukomentinga.
It's called the Bible. This book changed my life. Obugalo. So here I am, standing before you as a living testimony of what God can do in the life of a person who surrenders to Him. And I can look at most of your faces. You're like, okay. But I'm here to encourage you. A few years ago, many years ago, by the way, thank you, Julius. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. I'm not used to this kindness.
We understand you from Nansana, Pastor. This is Kampala Road, Ginger Road. It's okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry?
This is Ginger Road and Kampala Road, and we understand you're from Nansana.
Yes, yes,
it's
yes,
okay.
yes. Your kindness, Banang. Can you guys appreciate the welcome I've received here today? Let me teach you a lesson. What you sow is what you reap. If you don't clap, someday you'll do a party, and no one will be clapping. So let's clap for these guys. So here I am. My dad and my mom, this is what came to my heart, to the young people. We were a happy family, dad, mom, and kids. First day, someone told me that your mom is very sick. And then we are praying, Mami aone. Then news came, sorry, tagenda kuona. She may never make it because she had HIV. Those days, HIV was taken as witchcraft. Thank God for a guy, some of you may know, some of you may not, called Phile Bongole Rutaya. He's the one who broke the ice and told people he was a superstar celebrity, he had HIV, and made a video and he said, it's not witchcraft. And that guy died in the face of Ugandans. So he's the one that changed the narrative. So here we go. My father dies too. And I remember, by then I was in primary 3. So there was a system in our school. If any of the students loses a parent or something, your classmate, the class you are attending, will come to be a part of the funeral. So look at me. I was in P3 and my mother died. And all the P3 classmates came. I was in P4, my father died. All the P4 classmates came. I was in P5, my brother died. All the P5 classmates came. I was in P6, my auntie died. So the entire primary, I was the kid that no one celebrates, but they have to come and cry with me. The last nail in that coffin was when I lost the only uncle that was taking care of us. And boom. And then P6 came. When I saw those primary 6 kids coming, I said, but what's wrong with me? Why is it that it's only me and my house? It was tough. Fast forward. Here we are. Ended up on the streets as a ghetto. Here, Kampala Road. A ghetto boy. Begging for what to eat. I felt in my spirit that I should share with you my story. Because without this story, it doesn't make sense. Why am I standing before you? What is special about me? Nothing. But the story of what God can do, He turns water into wine. So here I am, begging on the streets of the city. Keep Kampala clean, Bombo Road. One day, as I was asking for, you knock on people's car windows. Uncle. One day, I knocked at somebody's car. And I told him, I'm so sorry, my parents died. That's all I know. It's the song I could sing. And then he's like, Nzeyabata. Then rolled his window up and left. That's the day someone told me, don't worry. Across the road, there is an office of some pastor or something. So I went there. Very, very, very dirty, looking the way. As a street boy, here I am. Bangamba, there was some pastor there. Who can help you? So I sit, I wait for the pastor. Nice reception. The guy is coming. They say he's a preacher. He has a good heart. I will not mention his name because some of you may know. I think he had a bad day. So here he comes, and I'm like, yes, Mvaku Street, I had a dream. I wanted to go back to school because my father made me promise him that I would go to school and learn how to speak English and communicate. And then, so every time I was on these streets, the only thing I heard was, Uncle Ntwala Kusomero, Auntie Ntwala Kusomero. So here we are. I sat for, the receptionist was kind. Young Amber, you wait. So I waited, and I waited, and I waited. Then the preacher comes in. I don't know, maybe it's one of those days when you grow up, you understand. Yaja, he was not in moods at all. So here he goes, he's like, they tell me, here comes the pastor. Then I get off, I kneel down. Pastor, ansaba kunzizayo kusomero, de. Then he looks at me, and the only thing he said, who allowed this boy with all these dirty clothes to sit in my new chairs? That's the truth. In Luganda, ani yakiriza kana akalinza akaddugala bwe kati okutuula mu ntebe zange empya. So I moved off, I knelt down, I said, I'm so sorry, sir. So that's the day I left. I didn't tell him my issues because he didn't care. The receptionist was a bit kind. Now, don't worry, I think. So I come out, the offices were just there, across Bombo Road, where there is Cafe Java's, Bible House. So I crossed. I had friends there, Momotiwali. So I decided, because I was also a very good movie lover. Makelele chikoni yao, boo, amkubye, boo, sasula bibiri, sasula yunuso bibiri, nogena munsi yonna. Tutu se Cambodia, tutu ne London. There we are. I had watched a movie, someone had died and reunited with his family. So, when the preacher didn't help me, I realized if a preacher cannot help you, no one on earth will ever help me. So I decided to run into that highway, running into the cars, hopefully that someone will knock me down and die. Of course, no one wants to make an accident. Everyone was dodging me and dodging me. And there was a guy called Patrick. He saw me running into the cars. And he grabbed me, gave me a hug. I cried so much, cried bitterly. He told me that there was a church near Akavo's Kubili, right there behind Crane Bank by then. I don't know if it is still. So here we go. I go to that church. He stopped a taxi and told the taxi conductor, omwana ono mutwale walinga ku Kavo's Kubili, there is a church. I remember that conductor, Munonyeza, I've looked for him, I didn't find him. He stopped the car, Nagamba driver stopped, grabbed me, and took me to the church, and he said, Yiyo, church yiyo. He ran. That's the first time and last time I saw him. At church, I was taught how to pray, but I didn't want anything about their faith. All I wanted was someone to take me back to school. Because my brothers in Masaka, some of them were born HIV positive. I needed to study hard so I can buy them medicine. So here we are at church. After like 2-3 Sundays, they brought me up the stage. I met a guy called Michael Chimuli, pastor, and I met a lady called Sarah Chimuli, Apostle John Mulinde, in case you've heard about the Prayer Mountain Seguku guys. So they brought me up the stage. They asked me what I wanted. I told them I had a song because I always sang songs. So I came on the stage and I sang a song. And it was about Sirimu, HIV, Yatamami, Yatadadi, Nonya Nyamba. I had composed a song about seeking for help. I don't know how, but I created one. So on stage, I was given a chance. And I told them, guys, I want to go to school. Sunday morning, Trumpet Center. And a preacher came, the prompter came and said, is there anyone who wants to help this boy? For about 5, I think it was about 3 minutes, no one was shooting their hand up. And I remember it very well because near the stage, there was another exit. So something told me, if in 5 minutes no one wants to help you, yitamu. Waiter. So netandika okubala ekkubo nemanya ngenda kuyitaawo ngende, because something was telling me no one loves you. How did you even end up here? And then I remember a guy called Stephen Imbogo. the director of Highway College Makerere, he shoot up his hand and said, "From today, you will be my son."
Come on, give it a very big hand clap, guys.
So here we are, and then the guy called the leader, Pastor John Mulinde, he says, he gets the microphone and he's like, "Guys, tuyambono mwana." This is about 19 years ago. Tuyambono mwana. Then the church gave an offering. They brought a chibo, and they said, everyone put in something. That thing I have carried on even at the worship house. Once in a while, we bring a basket and we help an orphan. So years later, the church gave an offering. They bought me mattresses. They bought me blankets. They got me books. Off I went to school, Highway College, Makerere, near Marcos. I stayed at school for over 6 years. And it is at school that I found a girl that looked so beautiful that I said, this girl is going to be my girlfriend.
Wanji, Pastor.
So, yeah, she was cute. She even stood for Miss Uganda. I think she was like number 5, number 3. So she was that beautiful. So I tell her, I like you. And then she tells me, I think her name was called Diana. She tells me, come every Wednesday for fellowship. Then I will say yes to you after 6 fellowships. So I attended 6 fellowships. Then I went to her and I'm like, She's like, please attend more 10. So I attended more 10. Then I tell her, I was always the backbencher. And then Mr. Mbogo, Stephen, the guy from church. Are you guys following? He was the director of the school. That was his school. So every time he saw me in fellowship, he would be like, so he could pay for me another term. So I knew, okay. Every time this guy sees me in church, he's happy. So I would do church. And then I have a girl there who promised me. So we're good. It's a win-win. So I was always the backbencher. And I remember pastors used to come in there and say, when I was coming here, the Lord told me, and I was the guy who would be like, where did you meet God? I was always, and I had a group. One of them was called Ben, Chibumba, another Philip, another Wilfred. We are quite many, the backbenchers, who gave the preachers headache. And I remember one day there was one preacher from UCC, Stephen Senfuma, may his soul rest in peace. He came, he's called Pastor Jude. He said, Wilson and your friends, come here. Oh, we knew we were in trouble. Then we walked all the way. Remember, we are ghetto boys, so we are in church. And he calls me, and I remember walking like this all the way to the stage. I'm like, ngambachi, ngamvimba. Then he tells me, Wilson, God has chosen you.